Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars not Republic of War. Let's play Star Wars Thrawns Revenge, and the Essence of War, as the New Republic. So yeah, last time we conquered the Maw, the orbit above Honogor and Corellia. Although we need to probably go reconquer Corellia's orbit, since it's been kind of dormant. Oh no, they haven't built anything there yet. We also started construction of the Mon Calamari shipyards. Literally started construction of them, since they're still at 0%. But other than that, this is on Admiral difficulty, and we're actually on a pretty decent start. So I'm gonna continue to just take orbits, and I'm gonna leave Honogor alone. Actually, it's not a major world, and you really can't do too much with it at the moment. So I just needed to ask passage between the separate worlds and whatnot. I forgot I had him. So anyway, let's continue on with the journey. I think I'm gonna send Mothma to these outer worlds just a bit, because now I have an impressively large fleet, which I will sort of split up once I start taking certain core or major core worlds. That's one of the reasons why I like Art of War. The campaign can go actually pretty fast in essence if you know what you're doing and know how to control the situations and whatnot. It can make the campaign 100% shorter. I won't rush through it, but I really don't want to lose too much ground either. And then I need to check out Thifera. But Corellia is free to assault again.
Construction complete.
Actually, taking the orbit above Thifera would not hurt at all.
Construction complete.
I'll put him on the land. There we go.
Tactical battle.
Oh, there's still a fleet here. Huh. The Empire of the Hand and the Pentastar alignment seem to be going at it. But the Pentastar alignment and the Hand are very unpredictable when it comes to them fighting each other. One faction will usually wipe out the other, and vice versa. There have been many situations where for some reason, the Pentastar alignment has actually been able to wipe out the Hand, something I have complications doing. So that's actually a pretty impressive thing. Now, the one disappointing factor about the Pentastar alignment is Jarek, one of their heroes. He's still treated as a quote-unquote ground unit according to the game. So if you try to auto-resolve with him, he will most likely be killed, even though he controls a Super Star Destroyer. And if you don't know what a Super Star Destroyer is, well, you will. You will. Hopefully they haven't. I don't see any Golans on the radar at the moment.
Squadron reporting.
Really, actually, kind of wish I brought in a Corvette instead of a fighter squadron, because the map will reveal itself kind of soon.
We're going in.
Now, I feel like there should be a form of ground.
Enemy forces ahead.
Oh my! A form of similar ground assault to Republic of War. Such as commando raids or something. It gives there needs to be a less lack of like certain power. And no offense to anybody, no offense to any of the mod makers, but like maybe a little bit more increase in certain of what you can and can't do. It's simply just war in this case. Well, I mean it is war, but
Orders received.
yeah, I don't
Roger
know.
that. Setting course. Underway. Moving into position.
Reinforcements cancelled.
I think we're going to keep this window open. Wow, that Star Destroyer is nearly perfect. Oh, never mind. I thought he had perfect range. Alright.
With you. At your command. Beware of traps. What do you suggest?
You set our first batch of fighters to hunt and get our B-Wings immediately after this guy. B-Wings and Y-Wings. Then we'll just have Akbar focus all of this shit. We'll have the fleet focus on this one Star Destroyer. I don't like how they're all starting broadside it, however. But they'll fix that.
Y-wing standing by. With you. Your orders? Full throttle. Changing course to intercept.
But that Star Destroyer shields are dropping very rapidly.
Beware of traps.
If we can just keep the fire pressure on that one destroyer, because these golems aren't hard to kill, and they don't have a lot of fighter squadrons guarding them, so that would make the situation completely different if there were more fighter squadrons guarding. Sorry for all the micromanagement. Then again, I'm not sorry at the same time, because I've seen a lot of people play this game and have absolutely no management of their units whatsoever. So I think the audience deserves a good, I think people deserve a good, long, very well drawn out strategy scene. Like, you guys need to see some micromanagement, in other words. Those TIE bombers really don't matter. You can kill them, you can't kill them. I mean, they're really not powerful. They do their damage and whatnot, but for the most part, they're nothing you really have to. They're something you just absolutely don't have to worry about. So don't feel obligated to actually attack TIE bombers unless you have an unshielded target. And this applies to bombers alone. Besides K-wings, K-wings do some massive amount of damage. All right, he's now retreating. Now we need to get the fleet moving over there, and I don't want these two Moncal cruisers to do too much on their own. So I'm gonna group them out of the fleet. Our fighters are taking the heat out here. Try to get that anti-fighter now. Fighters are bombers are very important when grouped with capital ships. They just become the most important thing you will ever need in the mod.
Moving to attack position.
Have a lot of ships over here still.
Ready for orders.
But it kind of bugs me that fighters are running out of the fray.
Good as gone.
But
Lasers linked and ready. Roger.
keep everything busy. Tell them to attack something, and then set it to hunt. So once they finish killing their target, they'll go off and do something else.
Reporting in.
Let's clear up these bombers. They're all over the place.
Ready for duty.
He moved out of firing range. He knew the heat was coming to him. Can't seem to get a good firing arc on this Star Destroyer. There we are. We can actually start concentrating our fire over here. And I think I'm going to drag our interdictor friend here into the fray.
Acknowledge. Ready for command. I got my suspect there. And anyone else see him? Affirmative. Roger that. Order confirmed. Yes.
Sounds like our fighters are taking the heat out here as well. A shame a few more didn't spawn. Now we've almost got this golden shields down, and the Star Destroyer destroyed.
Attack that target.
I made a funny.
What do you suggest? Affirmative.
Just keep strafing or taking out fighters wherever they spawn. I said bombers don't matter, but you know, kill them anyway.
Copy. Open fire. Ready for command. Fire at will. Copy.
Send them after those TIE interceptors. If you don't know this from the default Forces of Corruption game, never send X-Wings after TIE interceptors. It doesn't work at all.
Bomber standing.
Trying to get rid of this TIE bomber.
Reporting in.
There we go.
Yes, command. Awaiting orders.
Alright, Star Destroyer destroyed. I'm gonna aim our sights on the Victory Star Destroyer. And keep our fleet at a minimal distance and out of the Golden 2's range. I don't think he can hit them. Nope.
Beware of traps. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Target those lasers. Open fire on those laser networks. Our target priority.
Now, the MC-80 Liberties have amazing range. They're like capital ship artillery in my opinion. They have a greater range, and I don't know, I rely on their range more just due to their slim design. They look like something that's just going to launch projectiles forward. We are taking the heat over here for our fighters and bombers. Now I'm gonna attempt a suicide run for my bombers. We're gonna try to take out the anti-fighter frigate. Sometimes it's best to target a unit than tell them to stop, because they'll try to move forward and attack it when they really don't need to at the moment. He's missing right outside the range of that cruiser, which is good for us. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a fighter hero here. Who is this?
Where'd he come from?
Erisi Delirit. Delirit is an agent recruited by Isan Isard to spy on Rogue Squadron. She now commands Thyfer's elite squadron. What, does she fly X-Wings, or what is this? What kind of unit does she use? Maybe she flies TIE bombers. Alright, suicide run on the Lancer really turned into a suicide run after all. Bombers are being lost really quickly, and what can we do to get them out of here? Well, maybe we can. Hopefully, we spawn in a few more bombers, because we just lost quite a few, and our A-wings are diminishing really quickly. But capital ships are starting to spawn more fighters and bombers.
B-wing here. Weapons armed.
Alright.
Full throttle. Acknowledged. May the force be with us. Ready. Cruiser standing by. All craft attack.
I think I'm gonna try to pull the fighter squadrons back just a tiny bit, because we are losing them more quicker than I imagined we would.
I am with you. Weapons ready.
I hope you try to cover their escape, because this lady right here doesn't know when to quit. She's like that annoying little brother. Like he just keeps pestering and it never stops. Like bro, chill, please.
What do you suggest?
I don't know why my bombers are some of my bomber squadron right here is just charging.
Ready. Standing by. Target confirmed.
This is a longer space battle than I imagined.
Bomber squadron reporting. Weapons charged. Weapons operational. Transfer all power.
Alright, we'll have them stop right here. Oh no, oh no, no. Gonna group the assault frigates out of the fleet because they're just gonna be cannon fodder. I mean, everything is cannon fodder, technically speaking, but we want our cannon fodder to survive. Which they're really kind of not doing. Come on, assault frigates, get out of the battle. Like, I really just hate these carrot cruisers. They are the most annoying thing ever. You want your frigate to escape? Nope. We will continuously chase you down, even into the middle of a fleet. Oh boy. Is that just a Golan attacking it? Okay, really? Alright, we've got to get our bombers back into this, because we're gonna start taking a lot of losses.
Bombers reporting in. Firing. Reporting.
Oh boy. This usually never goes too good.
Open fire on those laser cannons.
I wonder if he can push past. We really don't need to lose a Mon Calamari cruiser.
Roger that. Starting my run.
Alright, we're gonna lose that one. 100% sure we're gonna lose that cruiser. Will we give up on it? Maybe.
Y-wing here. Assault frigate here.
That cruiser is taking so much heat. I really should not have sent her into the fleet. Damn it, come on, take him out. Yep, we've lost a cruiser. That's gonna be a big setback.
Standing by. Open fire. Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders. Changing course to intercept.
Seriously, is that lady? Is she still alive? She's just over there circling. May you rest in peace, Art.
All fire on those ion jets. All craft
I think those Lancers were killed. I really hope the Lancers were killed, actually.
I am with you. I copy. Reporting.
Alright.
Weapons charged.
Yeah. How does it feel? How does it feel to be chased down by the same ships you tried to kill earlier? I bet it doesn't feel good, does it? Nope, there's a Lancer still alive. I really plan on replacing that Moncal cruiser as quick as possible.
Beware of traps. What do you suggest?
What is this?
Ordered, sir.
I caught in Corvettes and didn't even realize it.
Ready. All power to the engine. Coordinates received.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Moving to destination.
Calling those dreadnoughts just cuz.
Ready.
It probably would have been better to call in 2 dreadnoughts instead of 1 Moncal cruiser. We would have had 2 more flexible ships with a slightly higher power output, I believe.
We have them in our sight.
Alright,
Standing by. Yes, Commander.
this is pretty much over with. We don't even need to micromanage those other 2 frigates or fighter squads. Alright, now all it is a concentrated effort. Focus, concentrate all fire on that space station.
Acknowledged.
The Home 1 model is really nice.
We are victorious.
Alright. I wonder what there are 5 squadrons. Only 4 should be spawning. But in reality, even though capital ship losses are critical, like failures, to only lose 1 capital ship but destroy 2 Imperial Star Destroyers, 2 Golans, a couple Heroes, and all these other frigates, you know, that's not a bad thing, totally. Not to mention we have the funds to actually replace it. And it's actually good to use the weaker cruisers to a certain degree. You can build more of them at a cheaper quantity or a cheaper price. So
Construction. Building cancelled.
On our way.
now we have the orbit of Thifera. Considering that we lack the proper ground military force to
Moving to coordinates.
considerably take certain locations, it's all, like I said in the last video, it's always good just to put a fighter in the orbit and just hold control of the orbit temporarily.
Building
Fortify some of my outer rim worlds here. A couple of units.
Vehicle in production. Beginning construction.
Alright. They really haven't tried to take that Dathomir yet. So I think I'm gonna get him into the core world.
Enemy
So
fleet
what?
approaching.
Ithor. Oh, in the outer rim.
Construction complete.
Ithor is not worth the defense. You lose it way too early.
Tactical battle.
And it's usually attacked by something like that. I don't bother. I don't bother. Why do I get a world that far out in the outer rim and to so much territory?
Building
Is
started. Tactical battle.
oh, look at that. What are they attacking us with today?
Barracks destroyed. System lost.
Nope, the Empire just got a planet.
Reporting in.
And that, oh, these have quasar carriers in them.
Construction complete.
When Nilkovilla gets attacked, I'm gonna definitely retreat so I can get those quasar fires and get the fighter support that we need.
Beginning construction.
Alright, they're one world away from taking the
Construction
total
complete.
control of the Hate Consortium.
Unit in production.
We'll build one. I have
Reporting
really
in.
deep care
Construction
for those kind of
complete.
cruisers.
Beginning construction.
Requesting backup.
Construction complete.
Easier than the
Construction
gas.
complete.
Alright, so we're gonna... Wow. A lot of Imperial Star
Construction
Destroyers
complete.
everywhere.
Intelligence is my specialty.
I've never played on Admiral difficulty for this, so this is gonna be something.
Intelligence is my specialty.
Reporting in.
I need to buff the defense on Commodore.
Construction complete. Constructing. Unit in production.
Destination acknowledged.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, okay. I really hate when they do that. Just send one ship. But it's better than, I guess, an entire Imperial fleet. One thing I always try to do is, for my last few recordings of most of my games, is keep my fleet limited to whatever amount of ships that like can be spawned into a game. Because when they try to attack you and you can't organize your fleet in a proper manner, you're kind of screwed. So, alright, let's do this. We have our ion cannon, so we can take out an early target Imperial, an easy Imperial Star Destroyer. I really hope we don't get one of the raids either.
Yes, Commander. 3-2, full throttle. I am with you. 3-2, full throttle. Beware of traps. We've located the enemy. Full throttle. What do you suggest?
Ready. Moving to attack position.
Ready.
Y-Wing Squadron reporting.
Standing by. Broadcast foil. Position.
Y-Wing standing by.
Roger 6. 3-2, full throttle. I copy.
Let's draw the. Let's get this Star Destroyer close enough to our bomber squadrons. There we go. Oh man.
Your orders.
That's got him. Reporting in.
Send him after that. Micromanagement does not apply to this situation.
Yes, sir.
Bombers at the ready.
Yes, Commander.
Cinematic mode, activate. So many X-Wings. It's kind of interesting to know, though, most fighter squadrons were actually composed of 12 fighters, so that's a lot of fighters to like to send out into the field. And we've almost got the Star Destroyer taken down. Alright, this is taking its time. I'll try to focus on certain hard points at a time. And we're done.
The enemy has been defeated.
So after a warning fire, this is like a warning shot in my opinion. After something like this means they're going to start trying to press for the planet. So this means we should also start charging Corellia, which is what we shall do. And their ground forces are building up relatively quickly. I still don't have a heavy factory ready yet. But Kuai.
Enemy fleet approaching.
Order!
Oh my god.
Tactical battle
I
imminent.
shouldn't have done that. Oh man, that's a boo-boo on my part.
Tactical battle.
Oh! Well, people, I'm gonna just sell this right here. Trust me, you won't need these. You really won't need these in our current situation. I really need to build up a Mon Calamari cruisers at this point.
Constructing unit.
Because if you haven't yet to see what an Imperial Superstar Destroyer looks like, you will have the chance. And I really hope when I retreat that they don't go to Commodore. The last thing I need them to do is go to Commodore. There's nothing there that I really need or care about protecting at the moment. It's all about Duros and Fondor and Bothawui.
Vehicle cancelled.
I cancel those.
Building
That.
started.
Alright, let's begin our retreat. Good thing I didn't like this is why it's important to put that one ship in there. You spawn the entire fleet. I really hope that we can fend against this. The Empire, or well, the AI gets infinite money basically when they are put on their highest difficulty. And jeez,
There they are.
see that big icon? Oh man, wow, what a way to go!
Pistol. Underway. Full speed. Moving into position. Standing by.
Prepare for jump to hyperspace.
Come on, dude. Oh, by the way, Imperial Superstar Destroyer. Very, very hard to kill. If you do it wrong, anyway. Alright. Yep, they're going.
Battle.
This situation is just literally going downhill. I did not mean to send my Mothma back. I should have kept the fleet there in case they attacked us again. But I've rectified the mistakes, and we shall come back from this. Alright.
Alliance shuttle ready.
The enemy is approaching.
Oh boy.
Calculating
Come on, Mothma, get out of there. Shut that down. She just looked like a piece of bread with ants crawling all over her. She's going to Commoner too. Okay. Oh man, I did not expect Kisan to be here. Oh my god. Oh wait, this could actually play in our favor.
Crews are ready.
If we can kill off the orbit around Corellia, we can trap Yusan and possibly take her out. Our military is really not at its top, it's really not at its peak right now. But this is worth the shot at taking out Yusan, who has a very nasty habit of leaving consistently at locations. Oh boy. They're really gearing up for a ground assault.
Tactical battle.
She broke off some of the fleet to attack us. It's actually a benefit. And the ground forces are actually with her. Or with them. Like I said, this will work to our benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, we can do this. I'm going to attempt to take her out, but if we take her out, that'll jump our technological level up by a notch early on, which is actually pretty good. Sweet. They haven't yet to rebuild their orbital defenses, I think.
Moving out.
Where is it? I realized there was an asteroid belt over Corellia.
The
How does
enemy
it feel to
has
see
been
your home
spotted.
planet? Oh, yes. Oh, man, this is going to be good. Just to kill so many ground units at one go.
Choose your reinforcements.
Heading out.
None of the big ships can reach her. Put them just out of firing range.
Heading there now.
And we'll just
Reinforcements
get a
cancelled.
long range slugfest.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Consider it done. Proceeding to location.
And we'll try to get this one as close to the station as possible. Put a couple quasars.
We're heading out.
I rely on dreadnoughts far more than I will.
Moving to
I don't
coordinates.
know what kind of placement did I just do?
Maximum unit capacity.
But I rely on dreadnoughts like way more than I do assault frigates. Dreadnoughts are the way to go. Alright.
Copy. I copy. Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
We'll group Akbar and that cruiser alone. Have these two attack that one.
Beware of traps.
And have Akbar attack this Imperial class 2. Well, they were both Imperial class 2s.
What do you suggest? Ready.
Try to get these guys out of here.
Coordinates received. Standing by. Reporting in.
Roger that.
Alright.
Acknowledge.
Gonna just keep on grouping our fighter squads here.
I am with you. Beware of traps.
Oh wow.
What do you suggest?
Warm up.
Ready.
Almost done here.
Standing by.
I copy. Reporting.
It is nearly 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Reporting in.
Nope, did not mean to do that.
Acknowledge. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Dreadnoughts will forever be way more reliable than assault frigates. And wow, you've almost killed the shield on that one.
Yes, Commander.
I am with you.
And like I said, Akbar has an annoying habit of just activating that shield ability, which really reduces firepower. You should have always turned the auto activator off.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Open fire.
I like how I tell those Y-wings to attack under the shuttles, and as soon as it got the authorization to attack other craft, it just opened fire on the nearest shuttle. Interesting.
Open fire.
And that's an AT-AT barge.
Attack that
I want to be
target.
sure to take that up. At this point, we can just activate this. Just call it quits.
Beware of traps. What do you suggest?
Y-Wing Squadron reporting. Attack that target.
Weapons on. Weapons ready. Squadron advance. Fire at will. Ready for
So is anybody else going to college this year? I am. Well, I'm hopefully. I'm hoping I am. I'm still having a bit of a money issue, and it's really kind of scary. So, hoping I can get my college dream done, and I get to go to the college that I want to. Wow. I didn't realize that our strike crews were still in the battle.
Y-Wing standing by. Attacking target.
ready. Ready weapons.
Your orders.
Ready for command. We got it. Scratch one. Quarterback. Form up.
Bombers at the ready.
This one's pretty much taken care of.
Fire at
Just
will.
get rid of this one.
Waiting order. Standing by. Fire. Our target priority is
Bombers reporting in.
copy.
This one just doesn't know when to quit.
Roger that. Attacking. Targeting.
Alright.
Firing.
Reporting. Disable those ion cannons. Yes, sir.
Alright. Perfect. We're nearly done here with our endeavor. Well, the shuttles should be destroyed. And we can actually just fast forward this.
We are victorious.
This little this interdictor is probably one of the most useful units we'll ever have. It's important to keep her alive.
Enemy fleet approaching.
Another fleet is about to inject Duro. No, they're not.
Setting course.
Alright, people. Judgment time.
Tactical battle imminent.
Let's do this. We're gonna kill the Lucinkaya off massively early. Incredibly early. If we can, once we kill Yasan, we get access to more. Well, we get access to the E-wing for one, but the Empire loses the ability temporarily to build super star destroyers, which can actually be a benefit, but it could be a pro and a con. We need the Empire to fight off the other factions, and they can't like compete with them due to the lack of military equipment. You know,
I copy, sir.
it kind of sucks actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for her to turn around a bit,
Enemy unit.
or she's just gonna come forward anyway, like the entire fleet is doing. I need something to distract this Star Destroyer. There.
Iron cannon firing.
I'll just have Akbar
Complying with
and a
orders.
handful of dreadnoughts duke it out with that guy. Problem is that we have no really good jump vectors. We can get our ships in without having them engage
All out.
any of the other Imperial classes.
Move out.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Let's go. Off I will.
Now, one of the weirdest things that has ever happened to me while playing this game was that I was taking out an Imperial Super Destroyer, and I believe it was the Black Fleet Crisis campaign, the only one that the enemy gets, and it flew outside of the map and never came back.
Heading
Oh,
out.
I did not mean to do that. Oh, that could be a problem. That dreadnought did not survive. It did not take that dreadnought long.
Reporting in. Open fire.
Dreadnoughts are currently expendable.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
Ready. Cruiser standing by.
Yes, Commander. I am with you. Beware of traps. What do you suggest? Reaching full throttle.
Cruiser responding.
Copy. I copy. Reporting. Ready to engage.
I may have to just sacrifice a dreadnought because I did not mean to jump that extra one in. Take his auto tune off.
Reporting in.
Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Yes, Commander.
After this battle, I think I'm gonna call it quits and go play some COD or something.
Forward.
Add me on Xbox Live. My name is GuyBlack1795.
Weapons charged. Copy.
We still didn't disable the shields 100%, but
Roger that.
this is a pretty cool battle, I guess.
I am with you.
Alright, my fighters need to get moving ASAP. What other dreadnought's losing his shields?
Beware of traps.
Oh, I jumped in 4 dreadnoughts. Oh, these two. I think, yeah, activate his ability. This one we just need to simply sacrifice. So let's just we're not sacrificing lives. It's just an unmanned ship. That's all
What
it
do
is.
you suggest? Ready?
I copy.
Alright, I think we have all the fighters we're gonna get, maybe.
Changing course to intercept.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Weapons operational. Ready. Fire. Open fire on those laser cannons. Torpedoes armed.
Alright. We're gonna sacrifice the dreadnought because it was an accidental send in. We're gonna need our interdictor friend.
Reporting in. Affirmative.
If we could suicide ships, that would be amazing. God, that Superstar Destroyer is gigantic.
Yes, Commander. Weapons charged.
Once we get our interdictor in, it doesn't matter what ships we take out in what order at this point, because we can we will just keep them trapped here.
I've got us targeted.
Let's see.